and gentlemen, allow me to inform you that His Majesty, the King of Toro, Dr. Oyo Nyimba Rukiidi the First, is in. Gorovyo guruliera, gorovyo msakazi atanaganjira.
Foremost, it is incumbent that we acknowledge the prevailing issue of climate change and the urgent need of action. Climate change is not just a distant threat. It is affecting our environment right here, right now. The increasing frequency and intensity of extreme adverse weather events, such as storms, droughts, and floods, are clear indicators of the impact we are facing. Our rivers are drying up, biodiversity is declining, and ecosystems are under immense pressure. We must take responsibility as custodians of this earth to protect and preserve what remains. In light of this, and as a practicing conservationist, I wish to advocate for the promotion of responsible tourism, both domestic and internationally, within Toro Kingdom and Uganda as a benchmark. Tourism not only brings economic prosperity, but also plays a vital role in raising awareness about the importance of preserving our natural heritage. I believe that through responsible tourism, we can inspire visitors to become active participants in conservation efforts and sustainable practices. Preserving our natural resources is paramount to ensuring a thriving environment for generations to come. Immediate action is therefore needed, particularly in tree planting initiatives and the conservation of existing natural reserves. Trees are the Earth's lungs, absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen, and their loss contributes significantly to climate change. Let us join hands in planting trees and safeguarding our forests, lakes, and wildlife, thus preserving the treasures that make our land so enchanting and mystical. I am happy to have been informed that even before our premiere here in Uganda, the documentary depicting my RWENZORI mountain expedition has already received an international award in New York. This achievement serves as a testament to the incredible beauty and richness of our beloved Toro Kingdom, captivating hearts and minds worldwide. While we appreciate the wonders of our land, we must also recognize the need for government support in improving infrastructure, enhancing safety measures, and availing medical facilities. These developments will not only benefit the people, but also enhance the overall visitor experience, ensuring that all who come to explore our Fort Portal Tourism City will feel welcome and secure. Now let me turn your focus on the climax of the expedition. Reaching the Margarita camp, this was a pivotal milestone for the expedition, as it meant that all I had sacrificed is now paying dividends, though I was unable to see the peak of the mountains. To everyone's surprise, there was a snowstorm that happened. This unexpected visitor kept us housed up for 1 hour, for one full day. A day that we didn't account for the unknown of how long it would last. of much concern. But I told myself I didn't come this far to go back down. That was my resolve. With the agreement of my team and confidence in our guides, we decided to go up after practicing our approach methodically. Before I could prepare for going up, I had a very welcome surprise by an Italian expedition team, which had aborted the mission due to the prevalent snowstorm. I remained resolute, knowing that God brought me this far, and it was Him whom I would rely to reach the top. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 in the Bible says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding." The quest of the Margarita Peak would begin in the cold darkness of midnight. Those final hours to the summit brought our bodies to the breaking point as the air would become thinner and the breaths shorter, while steadying our footing in deep snow coverage all at once as we climbed. Nothing would prepare me to ascend to the Margarita Peak while watching the lazy sunrise climbing through in the background. Finally, it was here, now just a stone throw away from my hands, and seemingly the most beautiful thing I've ever done so far, to step into history and follow those who had once before glazed at this marvelous landmark, 16,000 feet above sea level. I had made it to the place that I once dreamed of as a child. To climb the majestic RWENZORI mountain was a sweet victory for me. To see the relief and excitement on the faces of those who set everything aside to follow me was indeed humbling. To think of those who were on the ground praying for me and the rest of the team and supporting their own way was also unfathomable. My heart will be forever with the mountain. The mountain is truly humbling in every regard. But unfortunately, there's bad news. Our descent led us to the glaciers, and as you would have seen in the feature of the King's Guide, the glaciers are steadily melting. What we do now will determine how much longer we'll be able to enjoy them. The time for decisive action is now. As we embark on this premiere of the King Oyo Nyimba Mountain documentary, let us be ever mindful of our responsibility to protect and preserve our environment through reasonable tourism promotion, vibrant conservation initiatives, and unbridled sincere government support in which we can create a sustainable future for Toro Kingdom, Uganda, and the entire world. I encourage all of us to embrace our roles as custodians of the earth, and in doing so, leave a lasting climate legacy. In concluding, I take this opportunity to firstly thank Her Royal Majesty, the Queen Mother, for your unwavering support and prayers for the success of this expedition. I acknowledge and thank the UNDP team for its role in initially sponsoring the Royal RWENZORI Mountain Expedition together with the UTB team. My heartfelt thanks goes out to all the expedition team for your bravery and commitment to the success of the expedition. Special thanks to John Hanwick and the team of the RWENZORI Trekking Services, including the porters, cooks, which catered to my every need on the mountain. Special mention must go out to Dr. Brian Bold and the City Reach team for sponsoring and executing the premiere that was held in California. Special mention also regarding the board, management, and staff of the Legacy International Center of the exceptional reception received, as well as the professional premiering of the Royal RWENZORI Mountain Expedition. Special thanks to the management and team of Talent Africa for their monumental commitment to the Kingdom of Toro, and also the premiering in Fort Portal City as well. I'd also like to thank the members of the King's Office, including Jonathan Baguma, the Minister in the Cabinet of Toro Kingdom, Honorable Joan Kantu Els, Minister of Tourism, Toro Kingdom. Lastly, but in no means, I wish to warmly thank His Excellency Ambassador Hassan Alwi, the board of the International University of East Africa, and the planning committee for making tonight such a resounding success. Mr. Alwi is a man of few words and lots of action. On hearing of my decision to...
With RWENZORI Trekking Services, and I've been a guide so far for around 8 years, and I'm still a guide and all still. It's my first time to guide a king on the mountain. This is the youngest king in the history of the world. Kings are not supposed to be moving in this kind of rough terrain and mud or bad weather or in this kind of wilderness. Most of the king, we all believe they just sit on a very good area, they eat good food. But for King Oyo, he's a very different king. I remember one day, first time I saw him, I don't really know the language they were using, but when I asked, they explained to me that they were saying King Oyo is the man above the men. But what he has done, the energy he had put on this trip to walk on this rough terrain, boulders and the mud, and all those challenges we have in RWENZORI National Park, I see he's really a great king. I can now call him the king above the kings. I come from a very flat area. I come from northern Uganda. Before I got here, I heard about the mountain. We learned about the mountain from schools. So when I got to this mountain to start working, when I reached the mountain, now I can say it, I've spent so far 8 years not retiring the beauty of the